So now it says setting up your meeting for Facebook Live. Let's see what happens. Done. Redirecting to Facebook Live page. And now let's see what happens. Okay. So, hi, I'm so excited. We have Dr. Pat Baxter here, who's going to tell us a little bit about the experience she's had in the 40-day Growth and Prosperity Mastermind. And she just finished, so she's fresh and can explain everything she's done. So Dr. Baxter, if you would be so kind first as to tell the world about how amazing you are and all that you have to offer first.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to do this, and it is my pleasure to let everyone know what I've experienced. My background certainly is a strong corporate background, but I've always been focused on growth of our leaders, growth of new emerging talent. And that's what I continue to do now as a consultant in my own firm. But the word growth means many different things to people. For some, it's adding new skills. For some, it's new experiences. For someone who, like me, has been around for a while, it's re-experiencing something or looking at an experience through new lenses. And I think that's one of the things that I most appreciated about the mastermind that I was in with you.
So, and I think you first heard about the mastermind through one of the initial founders, Chrissy Doss, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and she's amazing. And she was so good about inviting people like yourself in on the program. What did you think when she first told you about it?
Well, I think one thing I thought was, what? I don't have time for this. I've got too many other things. I've got another book I'm writing. I've got clients. I've got and I actually have another mastermind that I'm already part of that I've been around. I've been in it for about 3 years now. And so you think you don't have the bandwidth. But one of the things that Chrissy said, and then when you and I spoke, the word was prosperity. And given, to me, prosperity is not a 4-letter word. It is a major word. And of course, prosperity means many things to people. And for one, I wanted to experience more about prosperity, not only from a money point of view, but from an enrichment through other people, if that makes sense. And so that's what I heard when I spoke with Chrissy. And I did have some really eye-opening experiences.
Was there anything there that you would be comfortable sharing?
Well, yeah. One of the big ahas, Katie, for me was, we all have different definitions of what makes someone prosperous. And sometimes we don't even realize that we already are.
Yeah.
So certainly I'm fortunate and blessed to have a fantastic family that supports me, and that's prosperity. That's great support. There's also prosperity from an awareness point of view. For me, I remember one particular session with you and Chrissy where I suddenly realized that I had become, my awareness of my prosperity had increased, had opened. And then all of a sudden I started to notice things were coming to me, whether it was connections or whether it was money. But I believe that my awareness and the encouragement of the mastermind itself to open my eyes and see there's a lot going on here that is beneficial, that really was worth its weight in gold to me.
I think, Dr. Baxter, that is a pretty common. I think that the journal prompts that we had throughout the
Yes.
day really kind of redirected our attention to look at how prosperous you are already. And I know I felt that way as well, is that, oh, I didn't think of that. And it was interesting. One of our sessions that we had, and I believe it was in your group, that somebody had said that she had made a financial goal and she turned around and looked and she realized she was already at that goal and that she had to raise her goal. And so it was that awareness of where we are now that really highlighted that. So thank you for bringing that up. That's very big. So what did you think about the journal prompts? How much time did they take, and what came out of it for you?
Well, I will say, just in terms of making it an activity that I did on a regular basis, honestly, I did not.
Oh, good. And it still worked.
And it still worked. And as a matter of fact, even though I'm not in the mastermind at this time, I use those prompts.
Oh, good, good.
So, for my own journaling, which I really do try to do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So it is that's been a quote unquote product that I have continued to use. And I write them in my journal. I write the prompts in my journal, and I happen to come through them. Yeah, I happened to come to one that I looked at it and I didn't realize that prompt was asking me to look at how I experience God.
Oh.
And I don't always think about that. So I think the prompts themselves, had you, I always say, made you press the pause button.
Yes. That's a great way to explain it. Yeah.
And give you some, you have to give yourself the gift of the time. And sometimes, is it always going to be pen to paper? No. Sometimes it's just sitting there. How do I experience God on a daily basis? So, again, I'm using your prompts. I'm using those prompts on a regular basis.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that they continue to serve you. That's great. Yeah. Now we mentioned a little bit about God. We've had people come through who are renowned atheists. We've had people who are devout, religious in their faith community, and we've also had people who are not active in a faith community but believe to consider themselves spiritual. And we've seen that it worked for all different types. So that diversity in terms of faith, spirituality, it's supported throughout. So,
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it really is all about how you've experienced that.
Right. Very personal.
I'm a Roman Catholic who married a Jewish man in the United Nations. So
know that you were married in the United Nations?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were married in the chapel there, because in those years, synagogues and Catholic churches would not condone mixed marriages.
Isn't that something? Yeah. So what did you think about the accountability partners? Because once a week we would assign you a different accountability partner. And how did that work for you?
I was a bad accountability partner.
Oh, it was you. It was you. No,
I would get these emails from my accountability partner, Tangi, who was just an amazing. She is an amazing person, number one.
Right.
And all she has done in this year. So I would get my prompt, and I would go, "Oh yeah, we got to do this." And truthfully, I made my very best efforts to make sure that I heard what was going on for her. And she was, as you know, in the middle of this incredible book writing
Which
process.
I've received your books, and they are
Yes,
fabulous. They're
yes,
fabulous.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. As a matter of fact, I sent a copy to my godchild.
Oh, oh,
So, because I thought it was a wonderful book
yeah,
to
yeah,
pass on and share.
yeah. Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
anyway, I was a bad accountability
But
partner.
okay, so there's no such
So
thing as good or bad. Okay,
yeah,
it just you were assigned different accountability partners,
yes.
and when you got contact from your accountability partners, did that prompt you in any way, or how did that help or get in the way? Tell me a bit more about that.
I don't think I would say it got in the way of
Okay,
anything.
okay,
Again, we're back to to the A word, awareness. And uh, that prompt, I appreciated, talk about another A word. I
yeah,
did appreciate the prompts
mm,
and the connections. And sometimes it was only a couple of sentences
right.
between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just nice to know that we had touched base, that we still were connected.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. And then twice a week, we had these Zoom sessions where we would share our wins, we would cry together with our disappointments, and then we would tap. Tell me what you thought about all of that.
Well, I had already been interested in tapping. And I don't know if I shared this with you, but as you know, my husband hasn't been all that well, and I would wake up at 2:30 in the morning, panicked. And I went through the tapping process that you shared with us, and each set, and I followed it. I did it, and I would wake up at 2:30, and by 2:45, I was falling asleep again.
Oh, that's awesome. That is great.
So you know this,
Yeah.
and maybe individuals who are looking at this Facebook Live don't know about tapping, but it is just it fits in your busy life and it works.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, for someone who's thinking about joining the mastermind, what would you tell them about it?
Well, first thing I would say, definitely consider it.
Oh,
Don't dismiss it. Take a look at how it fits into your life and what your expectations would be,
good. Hmm.
and to connect with you about whether their expectations match what you're delivering
Mm-hmm.
to the group or the individual. I I think it has certainly been worth the effort, the time. Um, I know I have. I will say this: shifted
Mm. Mm.
in terms of how the process has worked for me. I have maintained, uh, I guess you could say, self responsibility.
Oh, very interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting. It's always great to hear the responses of people and what they have gotten from the entire process. Now, you had mentioned other masterminds, and I know you have hired mentors in the past. How did this experience differ from other masterminds or mentors or other activities that you participated in?
Well, I think one of the things is who was in the group.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a key differential
Hmm.
for me. Who was there? Of course, the first thing it does is it expands your network.
Right.
Expands your awareness again. And I think one of the things I enjoyed, not I think, I know one of the things I enjoyed very much was, um, I guess I enjoyed the schedule. I
Mm.
knew that on Tuesdays and Thursdays at this time, I would be with people who sincerely cared
Yeah.
about what was going on in my life and
Yeah.
sincerely wanted to know how they could help.
Mm.
Now, that's not to say that my other masterminds don't
Right.
function that way, but the individuals in this group were, first of all, they're all women. As you know, my coaching is around emerging women leaders. And to have emerging women leaders in my mastermind was a bonus.
Ah.
So that was very, very beneficial for me. And I got some really great ideas and connections.
Well, that's good. That's the whole idea, right?
Absolutely.
That's great. Well, Dr. Baxter, before I ask you to sign off, I'd like for you to tell the audience all about what you do and how they can connect with you. And hey, just give us the whole pitch.
Well, certainly, as I mentioned before, my commitment is to helping women leaders, whether they are established or emerging, the skills and the mindsets that they need to do and expand and contribute in the way they want to. So my background is in leadership. And I'm also, yo soy bilingüe, so I work with many different cultures, whether they be organizational cultures or ethnic cultures. I'm
Mm.
very comfortable. I'm from New York. So,
That's a bit.
so what I'm doing is helping women in a skill, helping women develop a skill set in something that we're gifted with, and that's the world of emotional intelligence,
Mm. Mm.
and emotional intelligence and conflict.
Mm.
So
And
that
how can people reach you?
that would be Pat at patriciabaxter.com.
Okay.
My website is patriciabaxter.com. And you can certainly find my book, Cool Change, on Amazon, which talks about how I came to be in this particular point of my life. And it's something that I'm very proud of.
Well, we're very proud of you, and we're so excited. You were such a great contributor to the mastermind group, and we just loved having you as part of the group. So thank you so much for coming on board. I'm going to ask you to sign off, and I'll give a little more information about the mastermind. But thank you so much, Dr. Baxter.
Oh, thank you so much.
So Dr. Baxter talked a little bit about the mastermind. The next one's going to be starting on January 13th. We'd love for you to join. We'd love for you to find out about the daily prompts that you'll be getting. They're very short prompts. And then you sit and reflect, and you don't have to write much, but just a little bit. And as Dr. Baxter said, it's an awareness thing. It just brings things to light that you may not have really considered before. It will bring you to growth, and it will bring you to prosperity. When we think about prosperity, sometimes we think just about the financial pieces, but prosperity can be so much more. It can be your relationships. It can be your self-awareness. I know many of our participants have said that as a result of being in the Growth and Prosperity Mastermind, they have learned to be able to say no and feel good about it. That's a big step. I know it doesn't sound like much, but being able to say no to something means that you could say yes to something else. If you say yes to everything, there's going to be many things that you say no to. But being able to say no to the things that you don't need, don't want to do, or you would have said yes just out of a sense of obligation, and being able to say no and feeling good about it, that's huge. We've also had people who've been in the mastermind who have seen a lot of prosperity. We've seen people double their sustainable monthly income, those solopreneurs. And there's people like me who the first time I went through the process, $10,000 came to me unsolicited. And it was exciting. Since we've been doing the masterminds, I'm still seeing prosperity on so many levels. I want you to be able to experience this. I want you to be able to experience the support, the awareness, the ability to share your wins. I mean, who else are you going to be able to go to a group on, it'll be on Wednesdays and Fridays at either 11 a.m. or 6 p.m. You'll join one group or the other and be able to say, hey, this really great thing happened to me today. And everybody goes, woohoo, we're so happy. We're so proud of you. And then those days where we come to one another and say, wow, today was a bomb and I just wanted to call it quits. And we all put our emotional arms around you to be able to say, you know what, it's going to be okay. And then, of course, there's the tapping, where you will learn a process that has got 40 years of scientific experience behind it in releasing, dissolving your waffles, dissolving worries, dissolving anxiety, dissolving fear, frustration, lethargy, exhaustion, and stress. Dissolving your waffles. You will learn more about that and be participating on. So today's the last day for you to get a discount. The session is normally $497. If you email me today at hello@drnall.com, that's HELLO at DRNALL.com, you will get $50 off the price and it will just be $447. Oh, wait a minute, there's more. If you come in with a friend, each of you and your friend will get $50 off. So there's a possibility that you could get $100 off and it would just be $397 for you and for your friend. So come along, find out more, come join these amazing people. You've seen some of them, but there are so many more people that have benefited from these 40 days of growth and prosperity, and we want you to come along. So in the meantime, I want to say thank you for watching, and this has been Dr. Katie Nall. I am so pleased that you spent this time with us. I will have information in the comments about where to find out more information. And again, just email me and I'll send you an invoice so you can get the discount. So thanks so much and Happy New Year. See you. Bye.